90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 cast announced as these major stars return. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way is returning with a new season, featuring 6 pairs, 2 of whom are returning couples. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 6 was filled with dramatic moments and explosive breakups. While some cast members like Shekina Garner and Sarper were able to establish a strong connection and get married the following year, others like Statler Riley and Dempsey Wilkinson broke up due to a cheating scandal. Corona Blakey and Ingie Hilmer, as well as Josh McGuffey and Lily Huang, ended their relationship after attempting to make it work. Thankfully, Joanne Jisoo and Sean Heffernan are still together and seem to be going strong. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 is set to premiere in September with 6 couples. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 is set to premiere in September with 6 couples. EW just reported that 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 will premiere on September 8, 2025. The 4 new couples include Greta from Oklahoma and Matthew from England, Anthony from California and Manon from France, Patia from Texas and Dylan from Tasmania, Australia, and Chloe from Massachusetts and Johnny from Aruba. Returning fan favorites Jenny Slatten from California and Sumit Singh from India, as well as Luke Berry from California and Madeleine Perez from Colombia, will also be featured. According to the trailer posted by 90 Day Fiancé, Sumit and Jenny are dealing with financial problems that have forced them to move in with Sumit's family, while Luke and Madeleine are facing trust issues. What new cast means for The Other Way Season 7. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 cast appears truly diverse. The producers seem to have finally listened to viewer critiques in the latest season of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way. In the past, there were concerns about the repetitive casting of cast members from similar regions in the spin-off, leading to boredom among viewers. Fans seemed eager for a change and demanded more diversity in the cast, which likely prompted the network to introduce cast members from a range of countries. With 3 new locations introduced in 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7, including Aruba, Tasmania, and France, the season is on track to be its most vibrant and varied yet. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 also appears to be much more genuine because of the cast. In the past, the spin-off has featured some unconventional couples with significant age differences who appeared to have hidden agendas for being on the show. However, the sneak peek of the upcoming season suggests a cast comprised of couples who seem to be compatible and genuine. Greta and Matthew, Anthony and Manon, Patia and Dylan, and Chloe and Johnny seem to have natural chemistry. The returning cast members, like Luke and Madeleine, have also shown growth and are now facing challenges that seem unpretentious. Our take on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 cast. Jenny is finally able to share her story. The network has improved 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way by acknowledging previous criticisms and including a more diverse cast. It's also exciting that Sumit and Jenny have been invited back to the franchise. Jenny had previously mentioned that she still had more of her story to share. Now she's returning to TV, allowing her the opportunity to finally share her story with the audience that has supported her for the past 6 years. It'll be interesting to see how the new cast members' journeys on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 7 will unfold. 90 Day Fiancé, Sarper reveals the mess he's leaving behind now that he's married. The latest season of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way has just drawn to a close, and fans were able to get some answers about their favorite on-screen couples. In the special tell-all episode for the reality TV show, newlywed Sarper and Shekina opened up about the status of their relationship now that filming has drawn to a close. Viewers of the show will recall that Sarper had some major reservations before tying the knot. Now that the ceremony is behind them, it seems that he's had a change of heart on one particular matter in the bedroom. Sarper is no longer interested in a threesome. A major plot point of this season was Sarper's restlessness living in LA. He questioned whether the new place would ever feel like home for him, and whether he'd be able to fully commit to Shekina by getting married. Throughout their relationship history, Sarper's past as a playboy often came up, with Shekina citing it as a reason for her trust issues. By the end of the season, however, Sarper appeared to show the audience that he'd turned over a new leaf. In the end, he and Shekina did move forward with their wedding ceremony, which itself was very unique. The pair decided to tie the knot while literally in bed, renting a room from the Mondrian Hotel located in West Hollywood to do so. Sarper opened up about how he liked his real relationship, and how, now that he had it, the fantasy of a threesome no longer held any appeal. "We are good with real couples, sincere, real couples. Everyone, maybe millions, have fantasies of threesomes. That's a fantasy of people, but after this, after watching them? Even I don't want one." Sarper's comments may have been an allusion to some other 90 Day Fiancé cast members that he and Shekina don't necessarily approve of. Another set of cast members, Matt and Imani Jalassi, disclosed during season 11 of the show that, while they were each other's primary partners, they also subscribed to a polyamorous lifestyle. With this context in mind, it's possible that Sarper was actually throwing shade at some of his fellow cast members, believing his own lifestyle to be superior. Shekina seemed to echo this sentiment, saying, "We're friendly with all the couples. We did not say throuples. We said couples. We're good with all the couples." Shekina assured fans that she and Sarper are in a good place. During the special episode, Shekina acknowledged that the show had captured many of their relationship's ups and downs. She noted that, though the two could be seen arguing quite a lot throughout the season, it didn't mean their romance wasn't real. "Listen, we're a real couple, so we go through real ups and downs. Right now, we're up. Tomorrow we might be down. We don't know. We're Scorpios, so it makes perfect sense, right? We love hard, fight hard." The couple also went on to explain that they did do a fair amount of normal things when it was just the two of them outside of filming. Shekina joked that one of their favorite activities was rotting in bed watching other reality TV shows. "We're literally watching our trashiest shows, eating the most disgusting American snacks," she noted. All of this comes on the heels of a very rocky first month after the pair wed. Shekina previously divulged that, after the tension boiled over in their household, she had actually kicked Sarper out, and he'd gone to stay at a rental property for several days. Eventually the two were able to talk things out, but both individuals felt it was a disappointing start to their union. 90 Day Fiancé franchise celebrates 90th wedding. Which couple says I do? The 90 Day Fiancé franchise has spanned over a decade and is currently in its 11th year, celebrating its 90th wedding with 90 Day Fiancé Season 11. Since its debut in 2014, 90 Day Fiancé has followed couples who have applied for or received a K-1 visa, which allows a foreign partner of a U.S. citizen to enter the United States. They have 90 days to get married, and if not, the international partner has to leave the country. Over time, the show launched many spin-offs, like Before the 90 Days, The Other Way, and Happily Ever After, featuring more couples. While 4 weddings were featured in the 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 finale, the franchise hit a major milestone with one in particular. The 90th couple to tie the knot on the show was Shekina Garner and Sarper Guven, who celebrated with a unique bedding/wedding. When friends asked about their wedding plans, Sarper cheekily replied, "We will have no wedding, we will have a bedding." Shekina explained they chose to get married in bed. The ceremony took place at a hotel in California, where Shekina said her vision came to life with a flower-covered teal king bed. "I thank you for never giving up despite all the red flags of mine and Shekina. I promise to not cheat on you." Courtney, Shekina's cousin and wedding planner, handled the decor for the unique ceremony. Sarper dressed as a Chippendale-style stripper and felt like Patrick Swayze in his outfit. Instead of a traditional gown, Shekina wore a lingerie-inspired dress. A violinist played softly as she made her entrance. Officiated by Chris, the ceremony took place with the couple sitting on a bed. Shekina read her vows from her phone, saying, "I love you with all my heart, my mind, my body, and soul." Sarper replied, "Baby, once upon a time, I was living a dirty, dark, chaotic life. Then I found you." What Shekina and Sarper's wedding means for 90 Day Fiancé. Why Shekina and Sarper chose to get married in bed. While lying in bed, Shekina jokingly said, "We should just get married in bed." To her surprise, Sarper loved the idea. Since the bed was where they spent most of their time and felt most comfortable, Shekina agreed it was the perfect setting. Embracing their non-traditional style, they chose to have a private ceremony without guests, informing friends they wouldn't be invited. True to their offbeat nature, Shekina and Sarper ditched tradition and went for what they called a bedding instead of a typical wedding. Shekina and Sarper have always been an offbeat couple, known for making their own rules in their relationship. Wanting to do something no other 90-day fiancé couple had done, they planned a unique bedding ceremony. Their bold idea may be why the producers chose them as the franchise's special 90th wedding. Sarper almost backed out, haunted by memories of his first failed marriage and fearing he was repeating a mistake. Meanwhile, Shekina was in tears when the luxurious hotel room didn't match the photos she had seen online. Still, they went through with their unconventional celebration. Our take on 90-Day Fiancé's milestone wedding. How a bedding ceremony made Shekina and Sarper a standout couple. Although Shekina's vision for her wedding day involved getting married in bed, she still wanted it to feel elegant, classy, and beautiful, with a majestic bed and plenty of natural light in the room. 90-Day Fiancé fans slammed the idea as cringeworthy and couldn't relate to her creative vision. Many thought a wedding in bed seemed ridiculous and that the couple's quirky approach showed they weren't serious about marriage. Some even predicted a quick divorce. However, nearly a year later, Shekina and Sarper are still going strong, proving that their unique choices are what make them a standout couple. 90-Day Fiancé signs Shekina Garner and Sarper Guven will stay together despite their major drama. Shekina Garner and Sarper Guven's relationship may be breaking down on 90-Day Fiancé Season 11, but the embattled couple hasn't called it quits just yet. Shekina and Sarper have experienced numerous ups and downs since they first appeared on 90-Day Fiancé, The Other Way. Shekina had trouble grappling with Sarper's playboy past, and they both struggled with trust issues. Their arguments often turned explosive and nasty. Their engagement seemed to turn over a new leaf, but even after Sarper moved to Los Angeles to begin his life with Shekina, old patterns re-emerged. A recent fight that played out on screen seemed like it could spell the end of their relationship, with Sarper threatening to abandon his K-1 visa and move back to Turkey. Although the couple made up the following episode, Shekina dropped several hints on social media that she'd finally given up on repairing her broken relationship. However, signs remain that Sarper and Shekina are still together, and given everything they've been through, it appears nothing will tear them apart. Sarper and Shekina continue to be photographed together in LA. Sarper's residency in the US suggests they're already married. Somewhere while Shekina has spoken out on social media about the problems in her relationship, recent sightings suggest the couple is still very much together. Sarper included Shekina a Mother's Day photo alongside his own mother, and Shekina commented, "Love your sweet mama." The pair continues to spend time with Sarper's family, and they were recently spotted with his parents in Las Vegas in a photograph shared by Shabuti. These photographs not only confirm that Sarper and Shekina are still on good terms, but they also drop a major hint about their marital status. Sarper is clearly still living in Los Angeles, which means he and Shekina must have gotten married. Furthermore, Shabuti pointed out that Sarper's wedding ring is visible. The proud display of wedding rings suggests that the breakup rumors are false and Sarper and Shekina are still romantically involved. Shekina and Sarper admit intimacy is the glue that holds them together. Their physical connection helps them avoid resolving their problems. Sarper and Shekina's relationship seemed to be past the point of repair after their most recent fight on 90-Day Fiancé Season 11, during which Sarper told Shekina he hated her and threatened to leave without ever giving her another thought. While viewers anticipated either a breakup or a heart-to-heart reconciliation, they were left disappointed. Instead, Sarper and Shekina repaired their relationship through physical intimacy. Sarper commented, "When we woke up the next morning, everything was a little more smooth." Shekina admitted that her physical chemistry with Sarper is the glue that holds us together. No matter how big the argument, it allows them to come back together and move forward. This method isn't great for repairing the major problems in Sarper and Shekina's relationship, but it is likely what's allowed them to stay together this long. Shekina's online rants about Sarper are intentionally vague. She discussed their problems without confirming a split. As the couple's on-screen drama played out, Shekina shared her side of the story on social media. 90-Day Fiancé update captured a screenshot from Shekina's Instagram stories that went into detail about the indignities she'd suffered in her relationship. She mentioned feeling alone because your partner is always checked out and one-sided effort at conflict resolution. 90-Day Fiancé breaking news shared a video of Shekina explaining how much she had improved Sarper's life since meeting him. She claimed Sarper used to have the most toxic, chaotic, unhealthy life. While Shekina said she's given Sarper everything he could have wanted, he still struggles with taking responsibility. She added, "I'm sorry, but when you're 45 years old you need to learn responsibility if you haven't already." Shekina hasn't been shy about airing her and Sarper's dirty laundry, hinting to 90-Day Fiancé viewers that she's finally had enough. But at the same time, she stops short of confirming they are officially done. While it's possible that Shekina is being vague to avoid breaking the terms of her non-disclosure agreement, the simple solution would be to not comment on the situation at all. Shekina's purposely fanning the flames to make viewers think she was unable to resolve her issues with Sarper, but she never says outright that they broke up. Sarper and Shekina seem to thrive on drama. It keeps their relationship interesting. With all the chaos in Shekina and Sarper's relationship, they somehow seem to be stronger than ever. They're allegedly married and living together in Los Angeles, which required Sarper to leave everything behind and Shekina to make space for him in her own life. The most reasonable explanation is that they enjoy drama and seek it out in their relationship. Sarper and Shekina both seem to love being the center of attention. The pride and energy they each put into their appearance suggests they care deeply about what other people think. Their cycle of fighting and making up draws attention to their relationship, and they seem to thrive on that energy, whether it's positive or negative. Despite alluding to a breakup, it's possible that Sarper and Shekina's 90-Day Fiancé journey is far from over, and speculation about their relationship helps secure their future with the franchise. 90-Day Fiancé, Shekina's chaotic romance with Sarper's impacting her health, should they break up? The never-ending saga between 90-Day Fiancé's Shekina Garner and Sarper Guven continues to play out on the current season, with Sarper and Shekina's relationship going to another level as Sarper moved from Turkey to live with Shekina in Los Angeles. Sarper and Shekina first met on a dating app, and their story was covered on 90-Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 5, when Shekina attempted to live with Sarper in Turkey. Shekina and Sarper faced criticism over Sarper's controlling ways and the fact that Shekina's family didn't approve of him. On 90-Day Fiancé Season 11, Sarper is having a fish-out-of-water experience in LA, and it's having a major impact on his and Shekina's relationship. Sarper was a notorious ladies' man back in Turkey. He even boasted about having slept with 2,500 women before settling down with Shekina. It was very emotional for Sarper to leave Turkey, because he's extremely close with his parents. Still, Sarper chose Shekina and moved to the US for her. Shekina and Sarper just moved in together. Sarper moved into Shekina's small LA apartment. Shekina is a licensed skincare esthetician, and she operates a studio out of her small apartment in Los Angeles. When Sarper moved in, it became more cramped, and he didn't have the freedom to move about in the apartment, especially if Shekina was seeing a client. In order to help Sarper adjust to life in Los Angeles, Shekina decided to move her studio to a separate space. She said she was moving it in the hopes that it helps to improve the dynamic between she and Sarper. "I want to make that sense of normalcy here in LA for him too, and so I decided to finally get a real office suite and make our home. Now that Shekina has an office that's separate from their living space, she's hoping that Sarper won't feel so stifled. She would make him leave the house whenever she saw a client, so he won't have to do that anymore." Shekina is making big sacrifices for the sake of their relationship. Shekina's family doesn't like Sarper. Shekina and Sarper have real issues. On 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, Shekina's sister Sharia visited them in Turkey. Sarper failed to make a good impression on Sharia, and she left questioning whether his intentions with Shekina were pure. Sharia went back home and reported back to the family about Sarper's temper and the toxicity in his relationship with her sister, Shekina. Shekina's daughter, Sophie, now has a negative impression of Sarper based on her aunt Sharia's feedback. Sophie tells them that she wants to give her blessing, she needs more time. Sarper tries using his time in Los Angeles to make amends with Shekina's family, but it isn't so easy. When they go to Montana to visit where Shekina grew up, they meet up with 3 of her sisters. Sarper admits that he feels pressure to make this a Sarper redemption tour. I feel like an inmate going to his execution. Shekina admits that her sisters are protective, and they already have negative emotions towards Sarper, so it will be like an uphill battle for him to get their approval. Sharia said she hoped to see some growth from Sarper, who showed up too.